The life of a great saint, Augustine of Hippo. When you think of someone who is a saint and a doctor of the church, you probably think of someone who lived a long and a holy life, who was groomed from a young age in the teachings of the church, who never held heretical beliefs or committed terrible sins, and yet that is our Saint Augustine, one of the most important theologians and leaders of church history. He lived a tremendous life but ended up saving the church from two major controversies. He is certainly a saint we should know. And what did he did so? And how is he still relevant today? Augustine was born on 13 November 354 in the Roman province of Africa. He was the son of Saint Monica and Patricius, who belonged to an upper middle class family. Monica, his mother, was a very devoted woman, but his father Patricius was a pagan. Monica tried very hard to teach his Christianity to Augustine, but this young boy Augustine was not at all interested. Augustine was a very intelligent boy, and he was brought up in a Christian atmosphere by his mother. But he became so proud and bad that he could not see or understand the holy truth anymore. Augustine did not steal things because he was poor or hungry. His parents had enough money to buy plenty of food and clothing. He stole just for fun and to become popular among friends. One day, Augustine and his friends were to a farm to steal peaches. They stole the peaches, ate it, and returned home. But that day, Augustine felt guilt for what he had done. His mother Monica would always pray to God that Augustine should leave all the bad companies and return to God. Many years passed by, and Augustine got more and more into trouble, trying to impress his friends. When Augustine was 17, he went to Carthage to learn rhetoric skills. Augustine later fell in love with a girl in Carthage. They had a child from this relationship. After returning from Carthage, he took his mother and traveled to Milan for a job. They traveled for many days. When he reached Milan, he took up a job of rhetoric professor. Monica used to take Augustine to church regularly for hoping him to change. Once they went to church to listen to the speech of Bishop Ambrose. The words of Bishop Ambrose touched his heart. After the speech was ended, Augustine reflected on the words of Bishop Ambrose, and while he was reflecting, he heard a voice from somewhere, "Take and read." He was confused. From where is this voice coming? He started thinking. Suddenly, he saw a Bible. He took it and started reading it. He meditated on the words of God. From that day, the life of Augustine changed. He rushed and told this good news to his mother, that God had spoken to him. Monica was very happy on hearing this. Her prayers were answered. She thanked God for the change in Augustine's life. Augustine later was baptized by Bishop Ambrose on the day of Easter, and soon after he returned to Degas with his mother and son. Monica felt ill. She knew that her life would soon be over, and shortly she died. It is the prayers of Monica for her son which are remembered by generations to honor her as a special patroness of married women and as an example of Christian motherhood. Augustine then returned to Carthage when he was looking for a life of solitude and reflection. His writing made him very popular. He was made a priest and then the bishop of Hippo. He was most inspired by the words of Bishop Ambrose. Like Bishop Ambrose, he embraced his responsibilities with heart and soul. He was soon loved by everyone. Augustine wrote 133 books and more than 500 sermons. He spent over 30 years to try to explain the mystery of Holy Trinity. One evening when Augustine was walking on a beach, he saw a small boy was taking water from the sea in a shell and pouring it into the hole in the sand. Augustine asked the boy, "What are you doing?" The boy replied, "I will empty the entire sea into this hole. made by me. Augustine smiled and replied, "How is it possible for you to do so?" The boy answered, "Then, what you are thinking about the mystery of Holy Trinity, that how Father, Son, and Holy Spirit be three persons in one God. It is also beyond human minds." By saying those words, the boy disappeared. Some say that the boy was himself Jesus, who came to remind Augustine the limits of human mind. Before the great mystery of faith, Augustine practiced poverty and supported the poor. The only regret Augustine had that he had not followed him in the younger age. Augustine died on 28 August 430. He lived for 76 years and spent almost 40 years of them for the church.